Welcome, friends, to a journey of self-discovery through art. Have you ever looked at a blank canvas and felt unsure of where to begin? Well, that's what we're here to explore together. Finding your art style is like uncovering a hidden treasure within yourself. It's a combination of all the things you love, the way you see the world, and the joy you find in creating something beautiful. Whether you're just starting out or have been painting for years, remember there are no mistakes here, only happy accidents. So grab your tools and let's discover the beauty of your own unique artistic voice together. Think of your art style like a beautiful tree, its roots reaching deep into the ground. Those roots are your influences, the artists you admire, the styles that speak to your soul. Maybe you're drawn to the bold strokes of Van Gogh or the serene landscapes of Monet. And just like a tree's branches, your techniques are what give your style its shape. It's the way you hold your brush, the way you blend your colors, the way you create texture and depth. These techniques develop over time with practice, just like a gentle breeze shaping the branches of our tree. But the heartwood of your style, the part that makes it truly your own, that's your personal expression. It's the way you see the world, the stories you want to tell, the emotions you pour onto the canvas. Don't be afraid to let your heart guide your hand. Now, I know we all want to create beautiful art right away, just like we want to see a tiny seed sprout into a mighty oak overnight. But just like nature takes its time, so too does developing your unique art style. Don't get discouraged if your early work doesn't look exactly how you envision it in your mind. Think of it like learning to ride a bike. You wouldn't expect to win a race on your first try, would you? It takes time to train your hand, to understand how colors interact, to master different techniques. It's all part of the journey, and every step, every brushstroke brings you closer to finding your artistic voice. So be patient with yourself, enjoy the process, and remember, even the most experienced artists were once beginners too. Even the greatest artists in history didn't just magically develop their own styles overnight. They studied, they practiced, and yes, they even imitated the masters who came before them. Think of Picasso with his revolutionary Cubist paintings. He spent years mastering classical techniques before breaking all the rules. Or Van Gogh with his vibrant, swirling landscapes. He was deeply inspired by the Impressionists before finding his own bold style. Don't be afraid to copy the artists you admire, to try and understand how they used their brushes, mixed their colors, and composed their scenes. By studying the greats, you'll gain a deeper understanding of the fundamentals of art, and you'll start to see how you can apply those fundamentals to your own unique vision. Remember, every artist is a student, always learning, always growing. Now, let's talk about what makes your art style as unique as a fingerprint. It's a beautiful tapestry woven together from all sorts of threads. Some of those threads are the artists you admire, the ones we talked about earlier. But there's so much more that goes into it. Your cultural background, the stories you grew up with, the traditions you hold dear, those threads add richness and depth to your work. And then there are the emotions you pour onto the canvas. Your joys, your sorrows, your dreams, your fears, they all find a voice through your art. Don't be afraid to let your emotions guide your brush to express the full spectrum of human experience in your work. So embrace all the threads that make up your unique tapestry and create something truly special. Finding your art style isn't about staying stuck in one place. It's about exploration, about trying new things, about venturing outside your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to experiment with different styles, even if they seem completely different from what you're used to. Try your hand at realism, where every detail is meticulously captured. Dive into the world of abstract art, where colors and shapes dance together in a symphony of emotions. Explore the whimsical world of cartooning or the bold strokes of Impressionism. Each style you try is like adding a new color to your palette, a new tool to your artistic toolbox. The important thing is to keep an open mind and a playful spirit. So go on, explore, experiment, and see where your artistic journey takes you. Now, let's talk about the tools of the trade. For some folks, there's nothing like the feel of a paintbrush in their hand, the way the bristles glide across a canvas, the way the colors blend together right before their eyes. That's the beauty of traditional media, the pencils, the paints, the pastels, the clay. But then we have the digital world, a whole new frontier for artists. With digital tablets and styluses, you can create art on a screen using apps and software that offer endless possibilities. You can experiment with different textures, brushes, and effects with just a few clicks. The key is to try both. Explore the world of digital art and see if it sparks your creativity in a new way. And don't forget the joy of getting your hands dirty with some good old-fashioned paint. You might even find that you like to dabble in both worlds. Just like a river changes course over time, your art style is going to evolve as well, and that's a good thing. It means you're growing, you're learning, you're discovering new depths to your creativity. Don't be afraid to embrace change in your art. Maybe you started out painting realistic portraits, but now you're drawn to the abstract. Maybe you used to work exclusively in black and white, but now you're craving a burst of color. Life is full of twists and turns, and so is the artistic journey. New experiences, new inspirations, new ideas, they all leave their mark on your work. So embrace the evolution and don't be afraid to experiment and try new things. As you're experimenting and exploring, you'll start to notice certain elements that pop up again and again in your work. It's like your own personal artistic signature, the little details that make your art uniquely yours. Maybe you have a certain way of using line, a certain flow and rhythm to your strokes. Maybe you're drawn to a specific color palette, a harmonious blend of hues that speaks to your soul, or maybe it's the subject matter that defines your style. Pay attention to these recurring elements. They're like breadcrumbs leading you to your artistic home. The more aware you become of your own unique tendencies, the more confident you'll feel in your own skin as an artist. Sometimes, the best way to unlock your creativity is to set some limitations. Think of it like working with a limited palette of colors, or using only one type of brush. It might seem restricting at first, but limitations can actually be incredibly liberating. When you have fewer options, you're forced to be more resourceful, more creative, more inventive with what you have. Try setting yourself a challenge, like using only 3 colors in a painting, or limiting yourself to a certain size canvas. You might be surprised at the unique solutions you come up with, the unexpected beauty that emerges from constraint. So don't be afraid to embrace limitations in your art. They might just be the key to unlocking a whole new level of creativity. We're living in a remarkable time, a time when you can share your art with the world with just a few taps on your phone. Social media platforms like Instagram and Pinterest have become like virtual galleries, places where artists of all levels can connect, share their work, and find inspiration. Don't be afraid to share your art online, even if you're just starting out. It's a wonderful way to get feedback from other artists, to see what's resonating with people, and to find your tribe. You'll quickly discover that there's a whole community of artists out there, all supporting each other. So embrace the power of social media, use it as a tool for growth and connection. And who knows, you might even inspire someone else to pick up a paintbrush and embark on their own artistic adventure. Well, we've come to the end of our journey together, and I hope you're feeling inspired to embrace the wonderful, messy, and oh so rewarding process of finding your art style. Remember, it's not about creating perfect replicas of what you see or what others have done before. It's about tapping into that wellspring of creativity that resides within each and every one of us. So keep experimenting, keep playing, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep believing in the power of your own unique vision. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more art tutorials.